In this video, we will discuss about the globulins. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, please click on the subscribe button below and subscribe to the channel. If you like our work, please do hit the like button. Now let's get started. Globulins are plasma proteins which are bigger in size. When we use the term bigger, it means it is a comparative word. So we are making this statement in comparison of the albumin. So globulins have a bigger size as compared to albumin. We have already discussed the albumin part. You can go through in the video section and find the albumin video without having the overview of the chapter. It will be difficult for you to remember. So you must follow the albumin part and the video introduction on the plasma proteins before watching this lecture. In the previous video, I told you about that globulins are divided into four categories, that are alpha 1 globulin, alpha 2 globulin, beta globulin, and the gamma globulin. When you do the electrophoresis towards the cathode end, towards the anode end, first we have the albumin, followed by alpha 1, followed by alpha 2, beta, and at last, or at the start, we have the gamma globulin. So in this fraction or this band, suppose in the alpha 1, we have got different types of globulin or the different types of proteins. Some of them I have mentioned here, like alpha 1 antitrypsin, alpha 1 lipoproteins, which is called high density lipoprotein, retinol binding protein, tyrosine binding globulin, cortisol binding protein, and orosomucoid. Orosomucoid is one of the important transporters of the progesterone in the blood. Similarly, in the alpha 2 part or the alpha 2 band, we have got alpha 2 macroglobulin, hepatoglobulins, prothrombin, ceruloplasmin. Same as in beta band, we have got beta lipoprotein, which is called the low density lipoprotein, transferrin, hemopexin, plasminogen. And the gamma globulin, we have the different antibody, that is IgA, IgM, IgE, and IgD. Alpha 1 some of this we'll discuss in detail later. Now I will tell you the functions of some of them. Alpha 1 antitrypsin, as the name suggests, it prevents the action of the trypsin enzyme. It also prevents the activity of the elastase and other proteases. We'll discuss in the next video about the alpha 1 antitrypsin. So alpha 1 lipoproteins has a transport of cholesterol, RBP transport of vitamin A, that is the retinol binding protein. TBG, as the name suggests, thyroxine binding globulin, helps in transport of T3 and T4. Cortisol binding protein helps in the transport of corticosterol and other glucocorticoids. And I told you orosomucoid, it's something different you have not heard about, maybe not heard about earlier. Orosomucoid helps in the transport of progesterone in the blood. Alpha 2 macroglobulin we will be discussing. Hepatoglobulins combines with free hemoglobin. Note, hepatoglobulins combine with free hemoglobin and prevents its excretion. Prothrombin, you might be knowing. Ceruloplasmin helps in transport of copper. In the previous video, I told you about the 10% transport and the 90% transport of copper is done by different proteins. Beta lipoprotein is also called LDL. It also helps in transport of triglyceride. Transferrin helps in transport of iron. Hemopexin helps in transport of hemoglobin. Plasminogen helps in the formation of the plasmin, which helps in the fibrinolysis. Antibodies, the functioning of antibodies you might be knowing. So to have the introduction of the globulins are plasma proteins which are bigger in size than when we make it comparison with the albumins. They are further divided into four categories: alpha 1, alpha 2, beta, and gamma. They are having different types of proteins in each band. In the electrophoresis, the introduction video of the plasma proteins, I told you about the electrophoresis of the plasma to separate the plasma proteins. So now we're discussing each type or the examples of each group one by one. If you have not subscribed our channel yet, please click on the subscribe button below and subscribe